Welcome back. The crisis at the border is worsening. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is now calling for a child migrant facility in San Antonio to be shut down amid allegations of sexual abuse. Watch.
The Biden administration is now presiding over the abuse of children. To end this abuse, the Biden administration must immediately shut down this facility.
This as Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas will visit two Texas border towns later today. Vice President Kamala Harris has yet to schedule any trip to the border. Neither has President Biden. Joining me right now is the Hill editor-in-chief, Bob Cusack. Bob, thanks very much for joining us. I guess the administration had to do something. Is this the first administration official to actually go down to the border, being Secretary Mayorkas today?
Yeah, certainly the highest ranking, and it does raise the question of when Harris or Biden is going to go down there. And of course, Biden tasked Harris with looking into this. So at some point, I think she's got to go and actually see what's going on. Members of Congress have been there. They're there this week, and House Republicans are pushing House Democrats for a hearing on this. You know, you haven't seen a lot of hearings on this issue, and that's what Congress should do. So I think that's a reasonable request, that Congress should be overseeing this. But of course, there's politics involved, and there's not a lot of oversight of when Congress is Democratic and there's a Democratic president. There's just not a lot of oversight.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's amazing that President Biden named Vice President Harris as the person to oversee this. And she really hasn't gone and hasn't discussed any plan. She said she's going to do, a part of it, which is diplomacy. Not sure really what that means. I mean, do you think we're going to have to see some kind of a mea culpa? Yesterday, there were reports that maybe they would resume construction of the wall. I mean, you had 100,000 migrants at the border in February, 171,000 in March. This is expected to get even worse as the warmer weather arrives.
I think they're going to have to certainly change policies, and even though they don't want to, some may be similar or exactly as the Trump administration. I mean, Susan Collins, a moderate Republican from Maine, who's close friends with Joe Biden, said the issue at the border is a crisis, when the administration kept saying and continues to say it's not a crisis. So you have to go and see what's happening on the ground. And I know Mayorkas is going there, but, I mean, I think Harris has got to go there at some point.
Yeah. All right. Let me move on to the administration's tax increases and the spending plan. A 15% minimum tax aimed at large corporations now is applying to companies with income of over $2 billion, up from the original $100 million threshold. 180 companies meet that threshold, and it appears that President Biden is trying to respond to the upset over this tax increase plan. He said that he is willing to negotiate on corporate taxes. Right now, we're expecting a 28% rate on the corporate tax, up from 21%. Do you think we're going to see a negotiation here? I mean, he says he's willing to negotiate, but we also know that everything he's done so far has been along party lines. And whether it's the, jamming the $1.9 trillion spending package through reconciliation or all these executive orders. So he says he's willing to negotiate now.
Well, Maria, I mean, campaigning is easy. Governing is hard, and that's what the Biden administration is coming into. They're seeing things are hard to pay for. I'm not sure they're going to be able to pay for this transportation bill because they're getting opposition from Joe Manchin. Does not want the corporate tax rate to go to 28, prefers 25. So he's going to have to negotiate. Now, Biden did say we're going to pay for it, but then Chris Coons, a Biden ally, indicated maybe we don't have to pay for it. So on the tax plan, that is a significant change from the Treasury Department. I think only 45 companies, Wall Street Journal reported, would actually pay that tax. They're seeing that this is an issue of competitiveness, and obviously they're backing away from some of their campaign pledges.
Yeah. All right, Bob. We'll keep watching all of this. A lot of policy to digest here and certainly analyze. Good to see you this morning. Thank you, sir. Bob Cusack joining us there.